Are we rolling? I didn't push the button and we're rolling. All right, so I'm going to do this blog real fast, because it just happened. First thing Monday morning, I already got what to blog about, as crazy as that is. I have a friend of mine. What's this blink? Things are blinking here. I don't know what the hell's going on. What the hell? I don't know. Anyway, I have a friend of mine that works for a novelty company. I call it a novelty company. It's a promotionals company. Cups, mugs, t-shirts, whatever the hell it is. And he tells me the bosses make about $90,000 a week. They have a phone room with 25 people calling, coming and going. It's all commission bullshit. And he makes commission on the deal. And he wants to make the kind of money that the bosses make. They pay him $500 a week, a salary, commission, whatever, and they take off, when he gets a sale, they take off the commission from the $500 a week, whatever it is. He never makes any more than $500 a week. He's supposed to make $4,000 a week, $10,000 a week, but he's always so into them. For 3 months, he's into them like for $6,000, so when he gets a commission check for $4,000, they deduct it, never makes any more money. So he wants to go in business for himself, and he has to set up a company. He doesn't have any money. He's hurting for cash. So I said, I have a lot of companies. I do. For whatever reason, I have a lot of companies, and I don't even know why. And my accountant keeps filing every year for the companies, and he says it would cost more money to close the companies than to file every year, so he charges me every year, but I got companies sitting there. I said, take one of the companies. I don't know, it's going to cost him $1,500 to set up a new company. I said, so take one of these companies. What the hell do I care? Then he's going to go in business with a friend of his. The two of them are going to go in business. Now, the other friend is flush with cash, because the other friend just got split up, had to sell the house, and split with cash with the wife. There's lots of cash. But the other friend doesn't want to spend any money. So my friend, call him Joe, and his friend, call him Al. So my friend Joe says, I'm going to go in business, and I'm going in business with Al. We have to set up a company. It's going to cost $1,500 for a company, but Al doesn't want to spend any money. Al's not spending a dime. Al's not spending any money on business cards. Al's not spending anything. But Al thinks he's a big player. So Al goes out for lunches and dinners all day, and he spends a lot of money at whatever the hell he spends a lot of money on. He's a gambler, whatever the hell it is. So I said, well, tell him to stop his crazy lunches that he spends $25 a day on lunch, or $50 a day, or his dinners of the. Use that for business cards. No, he's not going to spend any money, but meanwhile, he'll spend money on himself to have a great time, and he's going to be a sales guy with Joe, but he won't spend any money in the business, that's it. So Joe has to lay out his own money for business expenses, whatever that could possibly be, websites, companies, business cards, but Al's not going to spend a dime. Al will make the calls, Al will try to close the deals, Al will try to sell the cups and mugs and t-shirts, whatever the bullshit it is. But he's not spending any money, and that's it, Al. So I said to Joe, you can have my company and use my company to set up your own company, whatever the hell it is, and I'll sign off my name, and you can have it. Not because I'm a nice guy or anything. I just got a lot of companies there. My friend needs a company, doesn't want to spend $1,500, whatever it is, great. So I said to Joe, listen, because your friend Al doesn't want to spend a dime of his money, nothing, and I'm giving you a company for nothing, for $1,500. Tell Al that when the first monies that come in, deduct $1,500 before you split the money with him, the profit with him. Say, because we got to pay David for the company. No, I'm not doing that. That wasn't the deal. He won't do it if I do that. No, you said you're giving me the company. You got to give us the company. That's what you said. I said, yeah, I'm giving you the company. And I'm saying, because Al doesn't want to spend a dime, where you have to spend whatever you have to spend, and he gets a free ride, you're just going to give him the money. And yes, if he gets any sales, you're going to split it with him. But there's business expenses, and you should have business cards, and you need a website, and whatever, pens and cups and gasoline and whatever expenses are there in business. But I'm giving you a free company. Otherwise, what would you do? What would you do if I didn't give you a company? Well, I'd have to spend $1,500. I said, right, so where's the $1,500 going to come from? You have to pay for it, because Al's not laying out a dime. So you sell something, you have no money now, and you're able to get a client with no stationery, no business cards, no nothing. Al doesn't even want to use his own phone number. Al doesn't want to use his own phone number, doesn't want to use his own email, nothing. I said, how's Al going to make calls? When Al makes calls and tries to get people to buy the cups, mugs, and t-shirts, who's he going to say to call? You? He doesn't want to use his own phone number. Doesn't want to pay an extra $50 for a phone number. I said, how are you doing business with this guy, Al? I don't understand. But if I didn't give you this company, what would you do? You might get a check to Joe's Novelty Company. Then what? I said, you're going to have to go register a name. You're going to have to go to a register to look for a searching of a name and call it Joe's Novelty Company. And if the name is available, you'd have to pay for that. And then hopefully somebody writes you out a check to Joe's Novelty Company. And then what? Then you're going to have to go register the company. So I'm just giving it to you right now with no expenses. I'm saying to you, when you have profit, tell Al that David he's giving us a company now for free, and we'll get a check made out to Joe's Novelty Company. We have to pay David back for the $1,500 before we split the money. But I'm telling you, Joe, you keep the money before you split the profits with Al, because Al's getting a free ride here. No, I can't do that. Al won't do it then if I do that. And it says we're splitting it 50-50 no matter what. And that's the way it has to be, and that's it. Why doesn't anybody ever understand what the hell I'm talking about? Do you understand what I'm talking about? Here's this guy, Al, who's flush with cash. Doesn't want to lay a dime out for this new business venture he's doing with Joe, who has no cash. And Joe offers Al this opportunity. Let's go into business together. Al says, oh, I'd love that. Al says, I'm going to make calls all day. I'm going to sell cups, mugs, t-shirts. It's the greatest thing in the world. But listen, Joe, I'm not spending a dime. I'm not getting a phone number. I'm not getting an email out. I'm not spending any money on websites. I'm not spending any money on companies. I'm not spending any money on business cards. And if you throw me clients or I make clients, we split the money. But I am not spending a dime. And Joe says, well, there's going to be some business. We need a company. We got to pay for a company. Al says, I don't care. So go pay for the company. I'm not paying any money. So if Joe said, all right, well, I'll have to set up a company, pay $1,500, wouldn't Joe then say, well, I just laid out $1,500. Oh, here's some profit. We just made $4,000. Would Joe just say to Al, here's your $2,000, Al? Or would Joe say, Al, here's $4,000 profit. You sold something, we got $4,000, but now I'm going to deduct the $1,500 I just laid out. And now I'm going to deduct the $100 I just laid out for business cards. And now I'm going to deduct the $100 I just laid out for stationery. And now we're going to split the rest, Al. Is that what Joe would do? Or would Joe just say, hey, Al, we're here. Thank you. You got us a sale for $4,000. Here's $2,000. And I'll just deduct the company from my profit and and the business cards from my profit. Is that what Joe's doing? Because you can't talk to Joe. You can't talk to Joe. That's how nutty it is. I'm giving Joe an opportunity, a free company for $1,500 that I laid out who knows how long ago. And I'm saying, here, take it. And I'm not even saying, give me the money for the company. I'm saying, because Al is being a hard ass, and I don't get it, because Joe doesn't need Al. Joe gets 25 different Als. And I'm saying, when you get profit, just tell Al, you have to pay me the $1,500, and you keep the $1,500. Because Al's being a hard ass. He doesn't want to split anything with you. No, I'm not doing that. That's not the deal. You said you were giving us the company, and when profit comes in, it's a free company. We don't have to pay for it. Why doesn't Joe say, oh, David, that's a great idea. Thank you very much. Because otherwise, we'd have to lay out the company. I'd have to pay out of my pocket $1,500 because Al's not laying out a dime. So it's very nice of you. Because I said to Joe, well, what if I didn't give you the company? What would you do? Well, I'd have to lay out my $1,500. Right, you'd have to lay out $1,500. Al ain't doing it. So I don't understand why Joe isn't saying to me, oh, David, that's brilliant. Thank you so much. I appreciate you helping me out. That's a great idea. Why should Al get a free ride? You're giving us the company. Nobody else would do that. You just saved us $1,500. Why doesn't anybody understand the appreciate gratification? And I don't need compliments. I don't need appreciate. I don't need a pat in the back. I don't need that bullshit. But when I do something for somebody that's nice out of the goodness of my soul or whatever the hell I have, and why doesn't, and I'm trying to help, why are they always fighting me? I don't understand it. So I had to do this blog right now. What else did they do? I said, listen, I'm going to need the company. I'm sorry, I can't give it to you. What would they do? Well, we'd have to set up a new company, right? So go ahead. I just said to them, you'd have to register a name first if you don't have the money for the company. Somebody's going to write out a check to whatever your company's, Joe's novelty company. You'd have to go see if that's available. That's going to cost you money. So you find out it's available, great, and you register the name. I don't know what that costs, $100, $200. Al ain't laying out a dime. So Joe's going to have to come up with $100, $200, whatever it costs to register a name to see if it's available. So you can tell people, write out a check to Joe's Novelty Company. And then once you finally get a check, and who knows when that's going to be, then you can go pay $1,500 from your check. Well, you can't even do that. You'd have to find $1,500 from somewhere because you have no bank account to put the check in. And Al ain't laying out the money. So even if you registered a company called Joe's Novelty Company and you have the name and somebody writes out a check for $4,000 to Joe's Novelty Company, you can't even deposit it. You have to come up with $1,500 somewhere to set up the company, to open a bank account so you can put the check. What would you do? Al ain't laying out no money. So I had, out of the goodness of David Bronstein, the Gita Neshama that I am, I just gave here's the company. And then when I give Joe an idea, I say, listen, when you get any profit, tell him you got to pay $1,500. And instead of Joe saying, oh, that's an extra $1,500, that's a great idea. Thank you very much before I split it, because Alan, no, I'm not doing that. They're fighting me. Joe is fighting with me. I just gave him a company for $1,500, and he's fighting with me. No.